Boys. Lambo.
Boy.
Girls. Here it is.
You actually drinking a beer.
Oh yeah.
That is a special occasion.
It is a cheers to that, boys. Hell yeah, brothers. Tastes good.
Different though? Yep. Yeah, the guy that owns my campground. You guys are donating. Come on. Get some boxcars. Come on out. Oh. Canteen!
Son of a bitch. Oh.
Medium dark chocolate mocha.
Yes, sir.
You got it.
You already know it's time for the caffeine check. It's a good way to start the day right there. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Travis RC. It is a brisk but beautiful morning in northwestern Wisconsin. Had a little bit of fun last night getting some fish fry with some fellow firefighters. Played a little bit of horse racing at somebody's home bar there, and got up at 6:45 this morning, showered, and we're off to the races. We are headed back to the Toy Box in New Richmond, Wisconsin for what will be our third 10th scale race and only our fourth ever RC race of any kind. This will also be the first time that we've run a race at one track more than once. So the Toy Box is the first repeat event that we're doing. However, this one's a little different because we are going on a Saturday, whereas the last one we went to a week and a half ago was a Wednesday night program. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that there's going to be an intermediate 17.5 class where we'll fare a little bit better than what we did in the bigger 17.5 class last Wednesday, where there was no split of like expert or intermediate or anything like that, similarly to our first 10 scale race that we did at Dollar Hobbies. Whether or not there's enough cars for a split doesn't matter. We're gonna go have fun, we're gonna learn. We made a couple changes on the car, and if you checked out our live stream a few days back, then you would have probably seen that. We changed the front bulkhead on the car from the 0 degree to the plus 2.5 degrees. That should make the front of the car a little bit more predictable and easier to drive, I think. Once we get to the track and get set up as well, I'm going to plug my tuner into the ESC, and I'm going to check out some different settings. I think I'm going to add a little bit of drag brake. I might add a little bit of trigger brake, because I know braking is something that we're missing, and it's not allowing us to go into things as quickly as we could. So I'm going to take a little bit of time to make sure I get settled in, go through some settings. I'm not going to hit the track the second that I get there. I just want to make sure everything's tight, right, ready to go. It is also opening morning of deer rifle season in Wisconsin, and everybody is out either in the woods or in the field hoping to harvest some venison. I personally don't hunt myself because I'm not a big venison fan, but we are hunting for something today, and that is improvements on the track. So I'm going to focus on not hitting a deer, and then we'll see you at the Toy Box. All right, here's the pit setup we're running with today. I think I'm gonna do a layer or two of glue on the sidewalls again up here. There's only one layer on there, and I know some people do more than that. And there's a little tiny bit of wear on the outside edges, but I think we're okay for now. But maybe I'll glue up another front set just in case. I think our rear tires are looking pretty good. But this is the third event, so it won't be too much longer, and we'll think about just doing new tires altogether. So let's glue these bad boys up a little bit more.
Other than that, yeah, practice is on for another, I don't know, an hour and a half. Inside that time, if you want to get up, get checked in.
All right, if you caught the stream a few days ago, you would know that we need to look into our ESC settings. So I have the Bluetooth tuner plugged into the ESC here. And of course, you can get a programming card that just plugs in, and then it's a little controller basically that allows you to navigate the settings. But this Bluetooth tuner will allow you to use the Coyote app. And first thing we're going to do is definitely add some drag brake, and then I'm just going to see if I can find any other maybe recommended settings that we can try to use. So I have to use my phone, so I can't necessarily record all that, but we'll give that a go.
All right, that first practice I think was really, really good. I think that's the best that this B7 has felt so far. Pretty stoked about that. So we put on 20% drag brake because we didn't really have any to begin with. And I think that helped a little bit. I'm gonna bump it up to 30 and just give me a little bit more. I think that'll be nice. Everything feels good, and we are doing an intermediate class, I think. So it's a good start. Happy day. I also forgot to mention this, but in the stream that we did a few days ago, I also changed out the pinion from a 29 to a 2018. And there isn't really much of a straightaway on this track at all, as you can see. So I think that's a good move, and I can definitely feel a difference with that also. So let's do one more round of practice. Second round of practice was short because I didn't realize we were doing kind of timed rounds of practice. That's new to me, I guess. So, but yeah, the car's still feeling good. Still don't want to change anything. I think we're pretty much ready to go. We'll just double check everything on the car, make sure it's ready. The drag brake feels good, I think. I could probably use more, but I have a decent enough level of comfort, or more than I've ever had, so I'm not going to change anything. Next time you see us, we'll be starting the first round of qualifying.
Good luck, Travis. Thank you, sir. Yeah, whatever.
All right, Ted's on the tone. Then Elliot, Travis, and Pete. Ted, less than 5. Elliot, Travis, and Pete. So, coming next here after this race, as you are going to need one of you guys that missed out on marching earlier. We only have 4 guys coming down the march line. So if anybody can get their march line right away, we've got 2 races where we can use your help.
After 4 minutes left, top drivers are leading their wheels. 3 lap 5 on 9.7 pace. Ken Johnson with the 23 lap 509.8 pace. Travis Spallone with a 21 lap 507 flat pace. Elliot Paulson with a 20 lap 508 flat pace. Advantages last. The top drivers are Pete Heels with a 23 lap 509.3 pace. Ted Johnson with a 22 lap 512.3 pace. Travis Spallone with a 22 lap 514 flat pace. Elliot Paulson with a 19 lap 515.4 pace. The top drivers are Pete Heels with a 23 lap 509.3 pace. Ted Johnson with a 22 lap 507.3 pace. Travis Spallone with a 21 lap 506.5 pace. Elliot Paulson with a 19 lap 504.9 pace. Drivers are Pete Heels with a 23 lap 512.9 pace. Ted Johnson with a 22 lap 508.5 pace. Travis Spallone with a 21 lap 504.2 pace. Elliot Paulson with a 20 lap 513.8 pace.
All right, 30 seconds to go, 30 seconds to go.
Elliot Paulson done. Pete Heels done. All drivers are finished. Ted Johnson done.
Alright, heat one went pretty well. I don't know how. I ended up in first. I didn't feel like I should have been first or that I was first, but the results don't lie. Well, I mean, sometimes they do if, like, maybe they don't count somebody's lap or something, but otherwise they don't lie. So first place, car feels good. So based on the results from the two different groups, we're sitting in second out of the 7. So we'll see how heat 2 goes, see how it feels. I just gotta keep the nerves under control and try to stay calm, try to not get shaky. That's kind of hard to do sometimes, but work in progress. We'll get there eventually. Just need more wheel time.
All drivers are finished.
Sean's back.
Travis Ford's done.
Blah. Wait.
Ryan.
After 1 minute, 4 minutes left, top drivers are Dragon with a 22 lap by 4.9 pace. Travis Spallone with a 22 lap by 1.2 pace. Pete Hills with a 21 lap by 0.1 pace. Ryan Spallone with a 21 lap by 2.6 pace.
Oh my God. Oh, move your fat head, man. What am I doing? Oh, oh.
After 2 minutes, 6 lap, top drivers are Dragon with a 23 lap by 5.3 pace. Travis Spallone with a 22 lap by 4.4 pace. Ryan Spallone with a 21 lap by 2.3 pace. Pete Hills with a 20 lap by 10.6 pace. After 3 minutes left, the top drivers are Dragon with a 23 lap by 3.3 pace. Travis Spallone with a 22 lap by 3.3 pace. Ryan Spallone with a 22 lap by 4.4 pace. Pete Hills with a 20 lap by 14.5 pace.
All right, 140 left for this race. 13.54 with Bucky. You guys are up next.
After 4 minutes left, the top drivers are Dragon with a 23 lap by 4.6 pace. Ryan Spallone with a 22 lap by 7 flat pace. Travis Spallone with a 22 lap by 7.2 pace. Pete Hills with a 20 lap by 12.8 pace.
You're good.
Damn it.
Heat variable's done. Ryan's rollers done.
One's still alive, one's still alive. We're on it now.
All drivers are finished.
There it is. All
Travis
in all
well
done.
done.
Fucking keep that head.
15-5. Leaders up next. This is where you did Marshall earlier. This is where you're going to hop up. Give us a hand.
All right, second heat, we finished third. We were same amount of laps, almost one lap down in terms of time from where we were. Just made a couple mistakes, nothing major, but enough to kind of change how the second round went. Car still felt good. It was just a me thing, driver problem. So just need to work on the consistency, because if we can have the consistency we need in the main, we're gonna do all right. So that's the goal. Might do a little off-camera practice before the main. A couple adjustments that we made to the car before the second round of qualifying. We're in the ESC, and we slowed the servo down just a tiny bit to try to calm it down a little. And those two things definitely helped. So I'll get a little bit more time before the main to try to get used to those things, and then we'll be rocking and rolling and see how the main goes.
So we're doing an A and a B main split. So they took the result of my first round for seeding. So we're starting second in the A main. The goal for the start is don't get into trouble and don't put yourself down a lap at the start of the race.
All drivers are finished.
We're good. We're good. All right, let's keep it nice and clean for the first few corners. Here we go, guys. Less than 5 to go. Nice clean start. That's a clean start. Nice. Ooh. All right. Looks like Greg can bring him around. Let's see how this takes up. Oh, look at Travis moving all the way to the number 2 spot. 17.5, cool, on the intermediate. Looking pretty vicious. Let's get a couple more spares in here. Greg is walking away with this one, but he's got a 1.4-second lead over Travis. As we make up a little bit of ground. Less than a second between 1 and 2. Second and a half between Travis and Chad. Oh no, Danny. Oh, we got a roller in the wagon. Oh, that was number 2 roll over the wagon. That's number 10 up to that number 2 spot. Travis on the 3. Yeah. Oh, Travis. Yeah, Travis. Off up to number 2. Travis. I don't know how to do that. Elbow. Oh, it's going to roll over the middle there.
Stop eating my ass, Pete. Pervert.
Let's see, 1, 4, 35 to go. Dragon in 10, Travis Pete. Travis S in the 4, Danny in the 5, Pete in the 6. Dragon's going a little bit. He's just taking orange car coming around crossing the line. Is that taking cherry red? We're going to call it cherry red. And you got Ted right there behind him, green with big plate. He's got Travis all over him. Travis is pushing on him hard. Looking for that inside pass somewhere. Dad's trying to keep that thing in that door spot. Keeping the corner nice and tight.
4 minutes left.
We got 2 down, 4 to go. 2 down, 4 to go. Travis Spallone, he's back up to his second lead over Travis Pete for that number 3 spot. Back half of the group is battling pretty good. Pete's moving up to the board. He came out of the back, moving up into the fourth spot. He's up down some of those other leaders here in a second. Oh boy, it looks like, hold on. What happened there? Let's see. We're going to dragging out front, 3.7 seconds over 10. Dragon out front. Ken Johnson in the 3.2 seconds back. We got Travis H in that number 2 spot. 7 seconds behind Ken. Danny up in the 4. He's 1.9 behind Travis H. And we got Steve Fairfield in that number 5 spot. Ooh, he moves up to the 4. He's going to put Danny on the 5. That's an 8 seconds second race right there. There's our third place driver hitting the line right now, Travis H. He's coming across. He's got
All right, super quick recap from the weekend. Biggest takeaway I had is that I'm starting to notice smaller changes in how they affect the car and how they affect my driving. And the biggest takeaway from that biggest takeaway is how big of a difference the 2.5 degree front bulkhead made that we should have had from the start. It really did help calm down the front of the car. It made it more predictable. And overall, it just made it a little bit easier to drive. And easier to drive is what I really need right now, for now. So after doing just a smidge of ESC settings, including drag brake, after the 2.5 degree bulkhead, and lowering the rear ride height a little bit, and then getting some practice with those changes, we were able to secure first place in the first qualifying heat, and that is our first place finish of any kind so far with the B7. Second heat, we were a titch slower. So for the A-main, we did start in second, but we did end up with 5th. And all things considered, that's definitely not a bad finish, but I was definitely pretty timid in trying to make sure I wasn't taking other guys out, which would in turn also cause me to take myself out. But a lot of that is just going to come with the wheel time and trying to get comfortable and knowing exactly that I can put the car where I'm picturing in my brain that I want to put the car so that I can race around these people and maintain position. After the A-main was over, Tyler Aubert, who is a factory team driver for Team Associated, he putted our B7 around for a little bit. I wanted to get his thoughts on the car, how it felt, if there's anything he'd recommend that I do. And the car was fast, man. He was getting good lap times. Overall, he said, honestly, there isn't really anything that I think you really need to do with the car. I would just suggest maybe adding a little bit of toe out to help make the front end a little less darty coming into the corners. And I agree, because that would be, I think, nice to add more predictability. So I think that's definitely something that we're going to do as we get ready for some racing this weekend. And speaking of racing this weekend, we're going to be headed to a new track, and we're going to be doing a Friday race and then a separate Saturday race at Zero RC in Marshfield, Wisconsin. This track is going to be completely different from Dollar Hobbies or Toy Box, the two tracks that we have run at. This track is going to be like 3 or 4 times the size of the 2 tracks that we've done so far, and I really can't wait to see how we do on this bigger course. But I also understand the driving that I'm going to have to do is going to be a lot different than running these really small, really tight tracks. But as we prepare for that, we are going to do another live stream this week on the workbench to get the car ready for the weekend and make sure everything's good to go. So don't forget to like, comment, and share this video, but most importantly, subscribe, because you do not want to miss the race vlog that's coming out of this upcoming weekend. Thank you guys so much again for checking out Travis RC, and we will see you in the next one.